Hey guys, welcome to my shop. I'm Dave and I make knives. In this video, I'm going to show you guys my new forge and test it out by heat treating a knife. So here's the new forge, along with a cart that I built for it. I purchased this forge from Sean Cunningham at Front Step Forge. I'll put a link in the description. This is the same forge he uses in his shop, and he told me it burns about 4 pounds of propane per hour at forge welding temperatures. Let me get into why I replaced my forge. Let me start by saying I love this forge and everything I've made in it. It's what got me into knife making and blacksmithing. It was just time for something bigger that will allow me to take on more ambitious projects in the future. A few small upgrades to this forge would fix most of the complaints I have with it, and at the end of this video I'll explain how I think this forge can be improved. But here are my reasons for the upgrade. So I recently discovered that ceramic wool that insulates the forge, when the forge is running, it ejects fibers of that ceramic wool, which those are obviously not good to breathe in. You guys might have seen me forging with a respirator in my last video, and this is why. The new forge is also lined with ceramic wool, but it's also sealed in a refractory compound which seals in those fibers, so I won't be breathing in that bad stuff anymore. Another reason is my old forge is inefficient. I feel it burns about 4 pounds of propane per hour just like the new forge, despite it being a fraction of the size internally. I used to have fire bricks at the front and back to contain the heat, like what you see in the video, but those have long since disintegrated over time, and I haven't got around to replacing them. When my dad and I first built this forge, we couldn't get a Venturi burner to work. To get around this, we converted it to a forced air burner powered by a leaf blower. This got me up and running, but the leaf blower is incredibly noisy. So I'm very excited to have less noise, save my lungs, and maybe save a little on propane too. My mom is also happy to be getting her leaf blower back. Love you, Mom. So here it is after the first normalizing cycle. I didn't like that I couldn't see the color of the blade while it was in there. I had to keep pulling it out, and then when I did, I can see the tip was losing heat right away. So for this next normalizing cycle, I think I'm going to put a piece of steel in, and I'm going to let the forge run for a bit and let it get up to heat, and I'm just going to try to set the pressure dial on the regulator to just keep it at a temperature where I can maybe just hold it at normalizing temperature. So here it is after the second normalizing cycle. I really liked how that second heat went. I felt like I had a lot better control over the slow rise of the temperature and holding it at critical temperature for a minute before I pulled it out. So I am ready to harden this blade. So here's the new toaster oven. I actually got this for stabilizing wood, but I figured it would probably work great for tempering blades as well. Now I don't have to temper knives in the same oven that I cook my food in. So I've insulated this toaster in ceramic wool, and in my next video, which is going to be handle making, I'm going to show how I insulated it. The temperature gauge on this oven is not accurate. You can see I have it set here at the maximum it will go, which is, I don't know, about 440 degrees Fahrenheit. And the hottest it's getting in there up at the front here is about 375, and it's maybe 380, 382 or something at the back. So that'll be good enough for this blade, and I'm gonna go ahead and put it in now. 1 second. With the ceramic wool being in there, I noticed that the temperature in here is really stable. It doesn't get as hot as I want it to, but as far as holding a steady temperature, this thing is awesome. So I'll try to get it, there we go. It's in about the middle of the oven. So I didn't want to have some of the blade all the way at the back and some all the way at the front, so I tried to get most of the blade just in the center of the oven. So I'm going to let this sit for 2 hours, and I'm going to take it out, let it cool, and then I'm going to temper it for 2 more hours, and I'll see you guys then. So here's the blade after 2 tempering cycles. I'm happy with how the heat treatment went, and I think this was a good practice run before I start a new knife project. If you want to see this knife after finish grinding and sharpening when it's all complete, add me on Instagram, I'll be posting it there. I'm now going to explain what upgrades the old forge could use that I think would make it a lot better. I think it would be worth giving this Venturi burner another shot. I would cut this burner off the top of the forge, and then I would weld a cap in the hole, and then I'll put a new hole in the side and weld a Venturi burner on the side. I would re-insulate the inside of the forge with new ceramic wool, and then I would seal that with a refractory compound to eliminate that issue of the dangerous fibers. With those, oh, one more thing. I used to have bricks on the doors here, and these little holders, you could see the original bricks were only half the thickness of these. So I would modify these holders to be able to take a wider fire brick. With those upgrades, I think that this forge will reach the same temperatures, burning less propane, and it's going to be much less noisy. So I'm going to keep this forge around in case one day any of my friends decide to take the plunge and start making knives. Got a perfectly good forge right here. And that's going to be all for this video, guys. I was going to do a video of some wood stabilizing and resin casting, but I'm still waiting for my wood burl to get here, which is going to be still another week or two. So I just wanted to put out a video in the meantime, and I'll be doing a video soon of me making some cool knife handles, so make sure to check out that video.